Welcome back to Hashtag That. I'm James Ciappa.
And I'm Marcus Ferreira. From Bad Batch to Jersey Shore, we're back with the latest entertainment news updates.
All that and more. From Hamden, Hollywood, we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
From Hamden to Hollywood,
we are your source for Quinnipiac's entertainment news.
Anna Chickadee Cardwell, star of the reality TV show Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, is reportedly battling stage 4 cancer. Family sources say that she was diagnosed with adrenal carcinoma back in January, following tests that discovered the cancer in her liver, kidney, and lung. On March 28th, 2 days before news of her cancer went public, she returned to her Instagram with a post captioned, quote, "Well, I ain't posted here in a while. Your girl is back, sorry for the photo dump, that's going to happen, haha. I love y'all, and I hope y'all are having a good week," end quote. Cardwell herself has not publicly spoken on her diagnosis, but has previously opened up about her worsening relationship with her mother, Mama June Shannon. Adrenal carcinoma is a rare cancer, but it is possible to be cured when discovered early. Both her fans and family are supportive of her during this tough time, being very hopeful that she will pull through.
Flo Rida's son, Zohar P. Dillard, has been hospitalized after falling from an apartment building window. On March 4th, the 6-year-old fell from the 5th floor of his mother's New Jersey apartment complex. As a result of the incident, Zohar's mother, Alexis Adams, has filed a lawsuit against her building company, citing negligence. Stephen P. Haddad, Adams' lawyer, claims that the management installed incorrect size guards on the windows as well as poorly maintaining the building, stating that, quote, "in a negligent, careless, and reckless manner creating foreseeable and dangerous conditions," end quote. The lawsuit is asking for an undisclosed amount of damages. Sources have reached out to Flo Rida and his attorney for a statement with a response in waiting. With regards to Zohar, his recovery time is currently unknown.
This past Thursday, March 30th, the 19th British Academy Games Awards, or BAFTA, took place in the United Kingdom. There are BAFTA award shows for film and TV, but this show specifically focuses on video games. Many massive AAA games won multiple awards, such as God of War Ragnarok with 5 awards and Elden Ring with 2. A notable exception to this, however, is the independently developed game Vampire Survivors, which was released in late 2022 after being worked on for 2 years by only one developer, Luca Poncal-Galante. It won the BAFTA award for game design, but it also won in the prestigious Best Game category. Other notable wins include the independently developed game Tunic for artistic achievement, and Kirby and the Forgotten Land for Best Family Game, being the only Nintendo-published game to win an award at the show. The show was live-streamed and later uploaded onto BAFTA's Twitch account.
On David Spade and Dana Carver's Fly on the Wall podcast, Jay Leno made a return to discuss his recovery amidst 2 scary incidents in the past 2 months. The 72-year-old comedian remained lighthearted as he discussed a car fire and subsequent motorcycle accident in November of 2022. The comedian joked that, quote, "This is a brand new ear. When you get burned in a fire, ears are like paper. I got a buddy of mine who's a moil. He gave me a bag of graphs and they worked out great," end quote. His first incident occurred when he was working on a vintage car in his garage. While doing so, he received facial burns and hand burns, receiving treatment for the burns for over a week. Just after fans thought Leno was free, he experienced yet another driving incident. While driving his motorcycle, the vehicle began to leak gas, leading to yet another accident in which he lost his ear. Since, Jay Leno has made a full recovery and has remained as lighthearted and as joyous as usual.
Quinnipiac's Fourth Wall put on an amazing production of Almost Maine this past weekend, and here with the inside scoop is Isabella Foley.
Hey, hashtag, it's Isabella, and today I'm interviewing some members of Fourth Wall to talk about the production of Almost Maine.
So we needed to find a show that was abstract enough that we could spend $10,000 doing it, but we could also spend $100 doing it. So that was the biggest thing. Finding a cast size that was also pretty flexible as well. This play can be done with 2 actors or like 24 actors. The way we ended up doing it is everybody got 2 or 3 roles. So everybody's kind of doing a little bit of everything. There's no like lead actor or anything. It's also just a very lighthearted show that a lot of people can interpret differently, and we felt that it was just like well-rounded enough that it would be perfect for just like sending off our seniors and finishing off the year.
Almost Maine is an important story for audiences to know because I feel like a lot of the stories are very relatable to everyone. They're all about love, different forms of love, falling out of love, and I feel like it's something a lot of people can relate to.
My role is it's kind of like a catch-all kind of role. I do a little bit of everything. My main job during rehearsals
the rehearsal process is to kind of take blocking notes, make sure the actors are doing all right. And then during the shows, I call all the cues. I make sure I communicate with the house manager to make sure the house is going, everything out here is going well, make sure everybody's set on time, kind of do a little bit of everything.
So I play Pete, Jimmy, and Phil. Pete, for me, he's important because he displays the young love. In like the lore of the show, the two people, me and Kira, we play Pete and Jeanette. We're kind of outside of the world of all the other characters in the play. They're all kind of interconnected besides these two. The second role I play, Jimmy, is sort of in the middle. It's the like loss and just like, oh, like I feel for him kind of love. My last character, Phil, he's just a wreck. So it's really like the hardship of love. So I think there's just sort of like, I play a character that has like one different kind of experience with that kind of thing.
My directing debut has taught me a lot about theater. I've found that it's a lot different sitting in the audience and kind of telling people what to do rather than being on stage myself, and I definitely look forward to doing it again. The thing I've struggled with the most directing is kind of knowing the direction I wanted the show to go in and making sure it was completely cohesive. And the most rewarding thing has been seeing it come together and seeing everyone bond and get to know each other.
I couldn't imagine any other show being my last performance.
This show is really different. I feel like a lot of times we're under a lot of high stress because there's not a ton of time for fourth wall. The cast of this show really just kind of clicked, and the crew, it's been really like magical almost. Like it's really special.
Well, that was definitely some amazing insight into the Almost Maine production put on by Quinnipiac's Fourth Wall organization last week. Stick with us, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Meet the scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you!
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Honey, what I think you need is a socket wrench.
I played JV basketball.
I'm sorry. I don't think it looks right.
This is good, and it's all good, baby.
Is it really all good?
If you love me enough to routinely test your handyman skills, not to mention the strength of your marriage, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
I'm gonna call my dad.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing.
After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this.
You will find something.
You will find something new.
Kendall and Marcus Ferreira are very excited for the new anime Jigakuraku. Here's everything they expect to see from the show.
Hey, hashtag, it's Marcus.
And Alex, and today we're going to be diving into the new anime Jigakuraku, or Hell's Paradise.
We're going to cover the main story, fan reactions, and production, as well as give our opinion on how the show will go, so let's jump right into it.
Jigakuraku follows the cold and emotional ninja Gabimaro the Hollow, who is sentenced to execution. All attempts towards his execution fail because he's determined to live to see his wife again, so the executioner gives him a second chance of life. He is sent on a mission to an island known as Hell's Paradise to retrieve an elixir of immortality. The manga, which ran from 2018 to 2021, was created by Yuji Kaku, and the anime adaptation by Studio Mappo premiered on April 1st.
Jigakuraku's anime adaptation was announced all the way back in January of 2021, with an official trailer not being released until the end of that year. A few more teasers and trailers have been released since then, and many fans have voiced their opinions on the show's style and animation. Some think the trailers look incredible and are excited for the actual show to release, while others have criticized it by saying that the animation looks stiff or that the style looks dull.
For the most part, though, the reception has been positive, but fans have voiced additional concerns that the trailer may be pre-animated. Pre-animated trailer means that it contains scenes that were initially animated for that trailer and will not appear in the actual show. Evidence for this comes in the trailer's credits, which list way more stuff than would initially be seen in a trailer that took footage from the show. This has fans concerned that the show will end up looking worse upon release.
Studio Mappa has been making huge strides within the animation world, tackling projects such as Attack on Titan and Chainsaw Man, both worth millions of dollars, especially when it comes to reshaping what it means to include CGI in their works. In the past, CGI and anime have never gotten along too well due to the two mediums clashing in style, that being classical hand-drawn animation versus computer-animated work. However, currently in Mappa's case, they found the secret sauce that helps blend the two techniques together.
For example, in a statement made by Studio Mappa's Yoichi Hayashi, the director of Attack on Titan, he shared his methodology when tackling CGI, saying, quote, "CGI is just another tool and exists as an expansion of animation. The sum of many small changes makes CGI comparable to hand drawing," end quote. Unfortunately, despite Mappa's mastery of CGI, it is a very fine line to walk given their packed animation schedule. And if Mappa can't balance it, the first step they took forwards with Attack on Titan may take 2 steps back with Hell's Paradise.
Personally, while I'm looking forward to the anime and I'll be watching it as it releases, the trailers give the impression it'll look a bit worse than previous anime done by Mappa. I'm hoping for the best, but I'll be remaining cautiously optimistic.
And as a manga reader, I'm a bit worried as to how Mappa will be animating the action scenes, especially if they're cutting corners with the animation, especially since this is the same unique animation techniques that put them on the map in the first place.
But for now, all we can do is wait and see how they handle the rest of the season. Currently, Jigakuraku is streaming every Saturday on Crunchyroll, and episode 1 is out right now.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
The realest person with the realest segment, Carly Sanger is here with this week's hashtag Let's Get Real.
Thanks, guys. Now let's jump into our first story. The creator of The Bachelor, Mike Fleece, announced recently that he will be leaving the franchise after 21 years. Following this, a Variety report claimed that his exit is following a racial discrimination investigation against the franchise, which caused Fleece to respond on March 31st, telling Hollywood Reporter, quote, "I am proud of the work we've done over the past 5 years to make the show substantially more diverse, but I do believe I could have done more, hopefully. Hopefully the franchise will continue to move in the right direction," end quote. Fleece left his statement saying he ultimately believed he's leaving the franchise after doing more good than harm and feels it's time to go. Moving on, the Vanderpump Rules co-stars Raquel Leviss and Tom Sandoval are receiving backlash from their own co-stars during their cheating scandal. In March, Us Weekly confirmed Sandoval and his partner Ariana Madix ended their relationship due to infidelity, which caused Sandoval to post an apology on his Instagram, saying, quote, "I want to apologize for my actions and my choices, foremost to Ariana and to my friends and fans so invested in our relationships," end quote. Later on in March, the Bravo cast reunited to talk issues following the aftermath, and co-stars such as Lala Kent, Sheena Shea, Tom Schwartz, and more have publicly stated their direct feelings about the affair. Kent posted an Instagram story following the reunion, giving their viewers an idea of what the viewers should expect when it airs, saying, quote, "That was the most exhausting reunion I've ever done in my life. I'm drained, I want to crawl in a hole and sob and scream," end quote. Lastly, last week on Jersey Shore Family Vacation, Sammy's sweetheart Giancola's on-again, off-again ex, Ronnie Ortiz Magro, made a surprise return to the show after leaving in 2021 due to mental health reasons. Following the return of Ortiz Magro, Giancola announced that she will be joining the spin-off as well. The spin-off premiered in 2018, and Giancola took to Instagram and explained her reasons for holding off on the spin-off, saying, quote, "I am not the same as I was when I was 22. At 31, I am currently extremely happy in every aspect of my life and want to avoid potentially toxic situations," end quote. That's all I have for this week's hashtag Let's Get Real. Back to you at the desk.
Both The Mandalorian and Bad Batch are shows from the Star Wars franchise that have been airing simultaneously. Here to talk about the franchise's fade from stardom is Michael Katz-Flynn.
Hey hashtag, it has already been a very successful year for Star Wars, with the anticipated returns of Mandalorian and Bad Batch. Today, we will be comparing the two seasons and determining which of the two is the better season. So, before the new seasons of each show came out, Mandalorian was definitely more popular. The show initially debuted in November of 2019 on the same day Disney Plus launched. Everyone agreed that this definitely redeemed Star Wars as people were losing interest from the sequel trilogies, both seasons having higher numbers than any of the Marvel Disney Plus series. Bad Batch debuted on Star Wars Day of 2021 with a pretty successful first episode. However, the quality was very inconsistent in season 1. It seemed for every really good episode, a number of filler episodes that were only okay followed. However, the tables have definitely turned, with Bad Batch Season 2 being a bigger hit than Mando Season 3. Season 2 of Bad Batch still had its handful of filler episodes, but overall had a more congruent story that was staying on track, with very memorable moments and high praise, and Season 2 ending on a massive cliffhanger, setting up a very interesting Season 3. Here's hoping that next season will be the end of the filler and they'll just stay on track the entire season. Mandalorian Season 3, while overall good, hasn't quite hit the same as the first 2 seasons. Viewership of the season 3 premiere was 25% lower than the season 2 premiere. Mandalorian season 3 has definitely had its highs, like with everything they've done with Bo-Katan being highly praised, but the story has been a bit bumpy, with it being confusing in what direction they're gonna go in. Episode 3 introduced a storyline about cloning, which fans speculate is gonna lead into the return of Palpatine and the creation of Snoke. This definitely could be interesting depending on which direction they decide to take it in, but fans are a bit hesitant as this could ruin what made Mandalorian so well received and having very little connection to the Skywalker saga. There's still time for them to turn things around, but this season just isn't quite the same as the first 2. That's all I have time for you today. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Bada bing, bada boom. In a New York Minute is back, and here with the latest East Coast entertainment news is Olivia Barrios-Johnson.
Thanks, guys. Jumping right into the first story. From rags to riches, the Entertainment Community Fund's one-time only performance of Ragtime raised more than $1 million. The money raised will go to the Community Entertainment Fund for a variety of programs. This event was initially supposed to go on in 2020, but was put on hold because of the pandemic. Ticket holders were excited to finally see the Ragtime reunion concert, which also included a tribute from Lea Michele for a company member who passed away. Do you guys think there should be more events like this to fund the arts?
I think fundraising events like that, whether they're for like funds or charity, and especially if they're specifically for the arts, I think those are a wonderful thing if they can fit in with either a pre-existing event or an event that they're going to do specifically for the purpose of fundraising. I think that just benefits the program and whatever they're doing overall.
Yeah, and I feel like especially it's very important to acknowledge their credit because as someone whose major involves a lot of art, a lot more work than you think goes into certain things like that. And while they are beautiful to look at times, people sometimes don't really think about how much work is truly gone in it. So more events like this would be great so we can acknowledge their work. What do you think, Liv?
I couldn't agree more. As someone who also did musical theater, I think it's super important to continue to amplify the arts and support them in all their endeavors. And for you Les Miserables fans, there's a new young Gavroche on the block. His name is Milo Maharlika and is a local 5th grader. He is also the first Filipino-American actor to play this role in the United States theater market. This role traditionally has gone to Caucasian actors. Maharlika will perform in 12 cities across the U.S. over the next 6 months. What do you guys think of casting based solely on talent rather than appearance?
I feel that when looking at roles, if it's a nonfiction story trying to be told, I feel like appearance can be more important since it better represents the characters being played from history. If it's more of a fiction-based play, though, I think since it isn't a real story to begin with, that the director should feel free to adapt the story as they see fit. What do you think, Marcus?
I agree with you. Specifically, an example of the fiction aspect, Disney's upcoming live-action version of Little Mermaid, they cast Ariel with a black actress, which I'm sure she will do like a wonderful job, but there's a lot of people that are very up in arms about that when there's, like you said with the fiction point, there's really no reason to be so mad about it. Liv, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's definitely important to be diverse when it comes to making new movies, making new adaptations. And I think it's important for anybody to have a chance at a role that's of their dreams. And bippity boppity boo, there's a new Cinderella in town. Cinderella alternate Savvy Jackson will play the leading role in Broadway's Bad Cinderella on Sunday performances. This marks Jackson's Broadway debut. The show opened at the Imperial Theater on March 23rd and is directed by Lawrence Connor. When asked about the plot of the show, book writer Emerald Fennell stated, quote, "It has everything we love about Cinderella. It's a story about finding yourself," end quote. What do you guys think of new adaptations of our favorite childhood stories?
Well, from the sound of it, Bad Cinderella sounds like it's going to be a very original spin on the tried and true story. But as far as adaptations of childhood stories go, I feel like there's been enough of that lately. Just so many things just based off of old properties, and there hasn't really been a lot of room for original things to happen.
Yeah, like I feel like we don't really see necessarily, at least say for example from Disney, we don't see a lot of like new stories anymore. We do see a lot of remasters and reimaginations of previous works, which, while it is nice to look back at those days, it also leaves people with a sour taste since they like to work primarily off of nostalgia now, I feel. What do you think, Liv?
For sure. That Disney nostalgia is definitely there for many folks, and while adaptations can be great, it's also important to honor what came first. That's all I have for this week's In a New York Minute. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Thank you.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a unique mix of all kinds of things.
Come on, Drew, spot on this last one. There it is. Keep going with it. Leo.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
To find media to consume. Luckily, TV beat reporter Liz Ippolito is here to give us the rundown of what shows we should be watching.
Thanks, guys. The first show that you guys should be watching is absolutely hilarious and a great comfort show. The Sex Lives of College Girls is one of my favorite shows that is an HBO Max original series created by Mindy Kaling that just concluded its second season. The series follows 4 college suitemates and their lives at Essex College. Whether it be academically or romantically, fans can truly see all sides of the college experience. Another smash hit by Kaling, The Sex Lives of College Girls is incredibly funny and charming. The series also stars the incredibly talented Renee Rapp, and the cast does not miss a single beat. If you love comedy, this is the show for you. The next series is for all my fellow New Jersey natives and reality TV fanatics. Jersey Shore Family Vacation is the reboot of MTV's Jersey Shore and follows the original cast of the show in their adult lives. Still fist pumping and partying hard, the crew brings all the drama back to MTV, and fans are here for it. If you love watching screaming matches and drama that doesn't involve you, this is the perfect show on TV this season. The last show is one you should get excited about for The Bear is a Hulu original dramedy series starring the incredibly talented Jeremy Allen White. White plays Carmy, an ex-Michelin chef who takes over his brother's run-down Chicago sandwich shop after his brother commits suicide. Carmy struggles to make ends meet and to form a community with his employees. If you like feeling anxious for the entirety of the show, Jeremy Allen White will make you feel as though you are a chef in his kitchen. Season 1 is already streaming on Hulu, and luckily fans don't have to wait too much longer for Season 2, streaming this summer. That's all for me. Back to you guys at the desk.
This week, we sent out a poll asking if you guys preferred Mario Kart or Super Mario Bros. In anticipation for the new Super Mario Bros. Movie coming out this Wednesday. And here's what you thought. Oh my gosh, that's not even close. Like, not at all.
No, it's not close, but I also do kind of understand. Mario Kart, well, it is partially formula. Like, they've done a lot to add on. I feel like part of it is kind of like the new past Super Mario Bros. They went Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe Switch.
Yeah, it's just been iterating on the same thing. Although I think most people are probably taking that poll from the perspective of like Mario as a whole, not just specifically those games. But even then, it makes a lot of sense because like they made Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, didn't sell that great because Wii U, but then they made 8 Deluxe on Switch, and I could be wrong. I think it's just the best-selling game on the Switch.
It's either that or it's the second. I think Pokemon Legends Arceus beat them.
I could see a Pokemon game, but still, like Mario Kart games are always usually some of the best, if not the best-selling games on their system, and I'm sure, as reflected in the poll, that's for a reason.
Yeah, that too, and even then, like, he's just been a cultural icon. Like, they've had shows, they had a movie in 1993, a live-action one. They have another one coming out this Wednesday.
I'm looking forward to that.
I'm also very excited for it.
Well, when are you going to see it?
I'm going to see it Thursday.
That's a pretty nice coincidence. I'm also seeing it Thursday.
Huh, the way things work.
Yeah, seeing it the day after it comes out. I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Nobody knows who he is. I want to see what they did with Foreman Spike, considering they announced him as a voice actor.
I forgot that they mentioned him. That is super interesting.
Yeah, that's who Mario was before he was Mario, and it's very interesting because they've added a lot of like things that like people really haven't thought of in a long time too.
Yeah, weird pick here. They haven't really shown it much in trailers. I'm really looking forward to what Toad does in the movie because like Toad is just really funny. I love him. He was my last Halloween costume, but like. I really want to see if he has like an important role in the movie or not. Like it's like Captain Toad or whatever.
Yeah, that too. And like besides Bowser, I feel like Toad did one of the best voice acting jobs from the trailers. Like it really matched him as a character. They made him as nice and bouncy as he always is. He's constantly joyous.
Like, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, but then speaking of voices, like Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah, which it's very funny. I will say that.
It was so hilarious when they first revealed him. Oh my gosh.
I want to see how he does because like when they originally released the trailer, it did not sound like Mario.
Even with recent trailers, if he's the weakest voice of all the cast.
Yeah, I feel like what they might try to do then is they might just try to have it progress throughout, like and have his voice start to go through. Because like at the beginning shot, he sounded very normal, but like once they got more towards the Mario Kart segment, like where they're on Rainbow Road, he did start to sound a little bit more like himself.
But anyways, looping it back to the poll, I think Mario Kart with the near landslide victory makes a lot of sense, and I'm sure many people are excited to see where Mario Kart, or as a whole, goes in the future.
Moving on to new artists to watch. If you're looking for a new artist, one I'd highly recommend is Willis. Known for their single, I Think I Like When It Rains, which blew up in May of 2022. They're onto their 4th album, that being Locals 4. As someone who saw them in Brooklyn, I cannot recommend them enough. They are great people to meet in person. They are very friendly to talk to. With highly affordable tickets and highly affordable merch, their music's great, and their other albums deserve, in my opinion, much more recognition.
My recommendation for a new artist to watch is the alt-metal band 2 Octavia. In late 2022, their lead vocalist and songwriter, Mary Kirk Holmes, performed I'm Here, the main theme of the game Sonic Frontiers. Aside from this breakout performance, they have remained relatively small, with only about 7,000 monthly listeners on their Spotify and I believe about 1,000 subscribers on their YouTube. Their songs are incredibly high energy and catchy, and Kirk Holmes' vocal performances are always incredible. One of my favorite songs is their most recent single, Kiss Kiss Kiss, and I'm looking forward to their future releases.
That's all we have this week on #that.
Make sure to follow us on our social media accounts to stay up to date.
I'm James Ciappa.
And I'm Marcus Ferreira. Thank you for watching #that. From the producers, talent, and everyone working hard behind the scenes, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next week.